Hi everyone, so today I have the honor of having my makeup done by my niece and professional makeup artist Nurul-Ayn Cassiem.
Hi!
And Nurul-Ayn will start off by cleansing my skin.
Starting with eyebrows, I'm using the darkest brown in the Essence Sun Club highlighter palette. Followed by a medium brown in the MAC Warm Neutral eyeshadow palette. So what this does is it fills in the sparse areas to create a more sharper and defined eyebrow. Next, I've gone in with Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in shade 25, and what that basically does is highlight under the brow bone, and I've used it on top as well just to create extra shape and definition. Just a little tip before we move on, when it comes to concealer, you want to blend it into the skin as much as possible before you add your eye primer. Moving along to eyes, I've used the Essence Intensifying Eyeshadow Base as an eye primer, and I've taken a small damp beauty blender and blended the eye primer into her eye. As you can see, I've used the Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder as the transition shade, and I'm blending it on the outer crease, moving along into the inner corner of the eye, leaving a little circle. That's where I'll be adding some beautiful shimmer. Adding to the transition shade on the outer corner of the eye, I have coupled the Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder with a light brown in the MAC Warm Neutral palette. As you can see, this has added a lot of warmth to the eye. And now I'm going to be taking a dense blending brush, and in that little circle I'm going to add a rustic shimmer from the High Definition Nude 3 eyeshadow palette. So the rustic shade added a pop of warmth to the eyelids, and as you can see, you want to blend it out as much as possible so that it looks seamless. Moving back to the outer corner of the eye, I've used the darkest brown in the High Definition Nude 3 palette. As you can see, this creates definition to the eye, and I'm just blending as much as possible so that the colors blend beautifully into each other. I wanted to deepen the outer corners a bit more, so what I did is I took the darkest brown in the MAC Warm Neutral palette and I created a V-like shape. From there, I just blended that out. Next up, I'm adding a thin bar of eyeliner, and I've used the Essence Liquid Eyeliner. Moving along to eyelashes, just a little tip. If you're a beginner at applying eyelashes, you want to try and use a dark blue or black. This helps so much because if you make a little mistake, you can always just pull it closer to the eye and it won't be noticeable, in comparison to using white eyeliner where you would be able to see the white residue. These eyelashes were a bit stubborn, so what I did was apply the glue, let it dry for about 30 seconds, and then I took my tweezers and I pressed the eyelash against the eyelid to make sure that it's secure. For foundation, I used Maybelline Fit Me in shade 250. So I took a little drop, started off on the cheeks, moved down to the chin, and then I added a bit more because I saw that it wasn't enough. This is light to medium coverage, so depending on how much coverage you'd like, you'd have to add more than one layer, but make sure you blend it out first before you add another layer on top of it. Moving along to contour, we are going to warm up the face, and instead of using a cream or liquid bronzer, I've opted for a powder because it gives off a more natural look. So we use the Essence Sun Club matte bronzing powder, and as you can see, I've added to the side of her cheekbones and I've warmed up her forehead as well. The cool thing about powder bronzers is that you can intensify it as much as possible. So the first shade that I used was a nice sand kind of color, and then I took a darker brown in the Essence Sun Club highlighter palette just to create a more chiseled look. Moving along to blusher, we want to add some nice healthy orange tones to the skin. This would make her obviously look more alive because we've taken away a lot of the color by using foundation. The bronzer obviously would just add more definition, but a blusher brings your skin back to life. What we used was the Essence Blush Up in the shade 10 Heat Wave, and this was a nice orange tone. It's nice for summer and spring looks, and I think it looks absolutely beautiful on her skin. Moving along to the under eye area, so to highlight, I've used the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade 25. This is normally paired with the shade 250, so that's how you can tell what concealer would go perfectly with your foundation color. As you can see, I'm blending and tapping into the skin and moving it downwards. So before we move along, I'm just going to take the dark brown in the HD Nude 3 palette, and I'm going to smoke out the under eye area, and with that I'm going to take a Kajal eye pencil and line her waterline. As you can see, the eye pencil and smoking out underneath the eyes has made a huge difference. We've opted for a more natural / neutral kind of lip, and I've used a Woolworths brand. It's called Lips Hydro in the shade Pink Rogue. This is actually a perfect color to wear with almost any look because it's not too neutral, but it's also not over the top. For spring and summer looks, I like to couple the lipstick with a nice lip gloss. So this lip gloss doesn't have a name, but it's the exact shade as the Woolworths Pink Rogue. The last step is to set the foundation with a setting spray. This will lock in your makeup and make sure that it stays on for as long as possible. So there we have it. That is a beautiful soft glam evening makeup look. I hope that you enjoyed it.